You ever feel like finding the perfect words to impress your crush is as tricky as trying to be the next Shakespeare? Well, not everyone is a wordsmith, but guess what? Most times, people get attracted to each other before anyone has said anything. So here's the deal. Sure, you can learn how to talk to women, but that takes time and it takes practice. What if he told you there's a way to attract women without talking? Yeah, you heard that right. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to attract girls without saying anything. Express yourself through style. It's time guys understand that a lot about sexual desire has to do with looks. Yeah, it has more to do with looks than even words, at least initially. So there's no way around looking good. But that's not all. You have to build a wardrobe filled with clothes that reflect your unique personality. Update yourself with the current fashion trends, but don't just follow trends blindly. You need to strike a balance. But how? By updating your wardrobe with trends that only sharpen your style and brand. You don't just take whatever's hot. You take what's hot when it enhances your style of dressing. So start by evaluating your current wardrobe and identify one or two things that need changing. If you're trying to build a style, you can try different styles that are comfortable and watch how people react to it. You keep the comfortable looks that get positive reviews and kick out the ones that get negative reviews. 2. Look rested with a polished charm. So here's where you begin your hunt, assuming that you've built your style and your brand. Let's say that the girl you're interested in usually goes to a particular eatery in the evening. You gotta be ready when you're stepping in there. Ensure that you always appear rested and charming. Remember, first impressions really matter, so always project a clean and put together image. If your hairstyle is short and simple, you might be set. For longer styles, ensure that it looks well styled and clean. Moderation is key with cologne, as you don't want to overpower her with strong scents. Not everyone likes that, so avoid looking tired, desperate, or frustrated. Pity does not get girls to want you. Also remember to keep your body language open and approachable by relaxing your arms and avoiding crossed positions. 3. Use where you are. A library is a great hunting ground when you're looking your best and composed and looking to attract a reader. But if you're going to a club, that should be different after all. The girls you meet are going to be different there too, so you might as well be different yourself. For instance, in a club, you should wear something more casual. And if the other guys are in formal wear, your laid-back style will naturally make you stand out as more confident. Meanwhile, if you're heading to the library, where gym shorts might be the norm, stand out by wearing something more stylish and polished. Believe me when I say that girls are always out for that man who stands out amongst boys and pays more attention to his looks. So consider where you're going and dress in a way that shows personality, confidence, and calm. 4. Take up space. Yeah, this is how high-value men do it. We don't shrink up when we step into a place. We take up space, and you should too. But why do we do it? Well, the idea stems from the animal kingdom, where dominance and power are displayed by how much space you have. Simply put, the more space you take, the more powerful you seem. And the more powerful you seem, the more females want you. Think of a lion's mane. A bear standing tall or a gorilla puffing its chest. What are they doing? They're showing dominance. And that is not different amongst humans. The more room that you occupy, the more commanding your presence becomes. Consider simple gestures like spreading your legs slightly, or if the next seat is vacant, subtly claiming that space. You see, by strategically taking up space, you'll catch her attention before the guy next to you. And if you got your looks right, she's not going to be able to look anywhere else. Have something to do. Now this can be tricky. While it's good to have something doing, don't look like you're in a hurry or you're stressed. You have to always make sure that you look like you're in control, and if you're not, everything falls apart. So watch out. But if you do it right, demonstrating your focused nature is an attractive trait that signals commitment. This way, the girls watching you sees that you do things with your time and that you hence have a life of your own. So what should you do? You can bring your work, but only if it's not urgent. Also, if you're in the right setting and happen to play an instrument, go for it. Just go for it. There's no doubt that girls love a guy who can serenade them with music. If you're in a coffee shop, you can show up with a stylish briefcase and your laptop while dressed in a business but casual manner, not wearing a suit or anything. This just shows focus, and if you played right, you can have that girl longing for you in no time. But how? Well, first, we're halfway through the video right now, so why don't you hit that subscribe button to support the channel. Do the same for the like button if you're liking the video. All done? Let's get into the how. Step 1. Look deeply in her eyes for at least 3 seconds. Let me make something clear, boys and girls. Mostly boys, obviously. If you want to attract girls without saying anything, you need to master the art of eye contact. It's not just about gazing at her eyes. It's about staring deep into her soul. When you look in the eyes, it shows her that you have confidence, strength, and power. You're not afraid to hold her gaze and show that you are in control. Let me ask you, when the woman you meet look you in the eye, what do you see? If you can't answer that question, you're probably not doing a good job. But don't make the mistake of staring at her like a creep. You don't want to make her feel uncomfortable or like she's being objectified. Instead, make it look natural, like you're genuinely interested in what she has to say. Look at her with curiosity, like you're trying to read her thoughts. Or hell, look at her to elevate some tension, whatever floats your boat. Let me tell you, 3 seconds is the minimum. Eye contact not lasting, we aren't there yet. If you're serious about attracting girls without saying anything, you need to hold that eye contact for longer. The longer you hold it, the more powerful your gaze becomes. But don't go anywhere beyond 10 seconds or she'll probably think you're a weirdo. Let me tell you a little story about a dude I used to know. Decent enough guy, but he had a hard time keeping eye contact with women. Or, with women in general. But he struggled with them. But anyways, at first I thought it was just shyness, but as I got to know him better, I realized this issue was a lot deeper. You see, after some digging, I found out, quite easily to be honest, because this guy was one hell of a sharer. This guy had a problem with objectifying women through adult movies. And why adult movies? Why does it matter? Whenever you watch adult movies, it's often because you lack something, a void to fill, or you lack a meaningful relationship and connection. And this guy definitely had a void that he was trying to fill. Wink, wink. A void that stemmed from a lack of self-confidence and self-worth. It was like a vicious circle, because the more he consumed adult movies, the more he objectified women, and the more he objectified women, the worse his self-esteem became. But here's the thing, he didn't even realize that this was the root of the problem with eye contact here. He thought it was just something that he needed to consciously work on. And to be fair, consciously attempting to keep eye contact did work for a while. It'll work for you too, but the deeper issue was still at large, and it was a much greater battle. So, if you consciously try to improve eye contact and fail, you might want to change some other habits too. The reason why I'm telling you this story is because it's incredibly relevant to the topic of eye contact. Eye contact is not just about looking into someone's eyes, it's about truly seeing them as a person. And when you objectify women, you're not seeing them as people, you're seeing them as objects, even if you don't realize it. And that's why it's so important to address the deeper issues that may be causing your lack of self-confidence and worth. Because when you do that, you'll be able to see women for who they truly are, not just as objects for your own pleasure. Step 2. Smile after 3 seconds. Give or take, don't be counting seconds, just let it feel natural. Now that you've made eye contact with the girl, the next step is the smile. But for the love of God, don't just smile off the bat. The good rule of thumb is after a couple of seconds. This is where most guys mess up. They either don't smile at all or they smile too early, which makes them look creepy or needy. Here's the deal. Women are attracted to guys who are confident but not arrogant. A confident smile after 3 seconds of eye contact tells her that you're interested but not desperate. Again, don't be counting 1, 2, 3. Look, 1, 2, 3. Smile. That's weird. But the key to the step is giving it a good, natural time. You wait for about 3 seconds and then flash a confident smile. Don't rush it and don't hold it for too long. Just a quick flash of pearly whites is enough to let her know you're interested. And no, again, don't count in your head. It's an approximation, not a rule. If you do it to a T every time, you're gonna... I don't even need to tell you why you don't want to do that. But here's the thing. You have to mean the smile. Don't just smile for the sake of smiling. Smile because you're genuinely happy to be in her presence. If you're not feeling it, she'll sense it and your smile will reek of fakeness. So, take a deep breath, hold eye contact for 3 seconds, and flash a genuine, confident smile. It's a small gesture, but it can make a big difference in how she perceives you. Step 3. Walk slowly. Now that you've made eye contact and given a subtle smile, it's time to move towards her. But hold on, don't rush it. You'll want to walk slowly and with purpose. This shows that you're confident and in self-control. Women are attracted to men who exude confidence, so make sure that you walk with your head held high, my friend. Although don't power walk or rush towards her like a maniac, obviously. Take your time. Make each step count. Let her see that you're in no rush and you're willing to take your time. The last thing you want to do is come across desperate or nervous. Imagine you're walking on a runway. You're the star of the show. Walk slowly, gracefully, and with confidence. Every step you take should be intentional and purposeful. Trust me, women notice these little details, and the small act of walking slowly can make all the difference. It's not about counting the seconds or the steps you take. It's about exuding confidence and taking control of the situation. Step 4. Use your lips. Your lips are one of the most powerful tools you have to attract girls without saying a word. There are a variety of ways in which you can use them to create tension and desire in the girl that you're interested in. One technique is to bite your lips subtly when you're looking at her. This can convey a sense of desire and arousal, and it can be incredibly seductive. But be careful not to overdo it. You don't want to look like you're in pain or like that Andy Samberg picture. You don't want to do that. Another technique is to run your tongue over your lips subtly. This can also create a sense of desire and anticipation, and it can be incredibly effective in building attraction. But again, don't overdo it. You don't want to be creepy or sleazy. Connect through subtle gestures. This is another tip that, if well-timed, can make a girl fall head over heels with you. Let's just say that you're working on something and you feel her gaze on you. You wait some time and then you make eye contact. And then after some more time, you subtly touch your lips. That's just a gentle tap or a brief glide of your fingers like you're lost in thought. This subtle action directs attention to your mouth, and she might even go so far as to imagine kissing you. Yes, a subtle gesture such as this to your lips or neck has the power to spark thoughts of intimacy. But remember, again, moderation is key. You want to make it subtle and carefree. You don't want to come off as a pervert, so really don't overdo it. Walk around confidently. According to a 2007 study from a university in Texas, men with a confident shoulder swagger are 50% more attractive to women. How come? Well, it goes back to what we discussed about nature amongst animals. The more space that you take up, the more girls want you. So when you walk, you might want to sway your shoulders a little bit back and forth. Don't think about it too much, just more feel cool, like you're taking up the space, and your body will follow. Of course, if you do this wrong, you're going to look ridiculous, so we should probably talk about exactly how to do it right. If you've ever watched the TV show Suits, Harvey Specter is a great example of this. He always confidently strolls into the office with well-tailored suits, and his shoulders are swaying, capturing attention left and right. That is how it's done. Keep it simple, keep it subtle. Social proof. Another way to attract girls without saying a word is through social proof, which basically means that you should surround yourself with your people. Like a lion, the bigger the pride, the more powerful and attractive the lion is. So who should you surround yourself when you're trying to attract that special lady? If you can take your pretty female coworkers to dinner, you should. That could be very effective. Also, if you have high-value friends, then you can all go out together too, looking sharp and fresh. This not only sparks interest from the girl that you want, but can also spark jealousy or desire amongst the other women that you're not even interested in. Yeah, that's how effective it is. Nonverbal banter. We all do this when we're catching up or we're just having a good old time, but you probably don't know that nonverbal banter also exists. For instance, after making eye contact with her and she responds positively, try making a funny face. Have some fun, play around, cross your eyes, or do something a little bit silly. Watch and make sure that she responds well. If she does, you got her. This often sets the stage for an easy conversation. So, there you got it. Do these things and attract girls without saying a word. Remember, these are tactics that you gotta know whether you're good at talking to girls or not. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section down below. I would love to help you. And also, you can learn more about this in the next video. So, goodbye. Oh, sorry. Goodbye.